Hi everyone, my name is Alexis and today I'll be showing you how to do origami, more specifically paper cranes. To start, you'll need to find some paper. I prefer origami paper. I know that's not what everyone has at home, and I do invite you to take a moment to just find any paper that's laying around. You can use loose leaf, construction paper. Construction paper will be a bit harder to use because of the texture. It's a bit thicker, so the pages aren't going to want to fold as nicely. And you're also going to need a pair of scissors because we want our paper to be a perfect square. So if you're using loose leaf, we don't want all of this yucky stuff on the side. That's not going to give us a perfect square. We're going to take our bottom right hand corner and we're going to fold it to this red line here. And then we're going to take our scissors and we're going to cut off these excess pieces of paper that are not a part of our triangle. Now these are great because it's something that you can do if you just want to take a moment at the end of your day, or if you're feeling stressed, to just kind of shut your mind off and do something with your hands to de-stress a bit. Or you can use it as a gift or decorations. Origami originated from China when paper was first made, and then the Japanese monks adopted it into their religious practices. Around the 1950s, a popular artist began to incorporate it into her work, and then it became more popular and paper became more affordable, so more people started just doing this recreationally. So you can see we have a square now. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to use a piece of origami paper. So to start, if you're using the loose leaf, you've actually already done this first step. You're going to take your bottom corner to your top left corner and fold that in half. Like so. And you want to try and get these corners to line up as best as possible. If it's not symmetrical, it's not the end of the world, but it is best for the end result to look the nicest. So now we folded this in half. We're going to have our crease line be on the bottom. From here, we're going to take our right corner and move it to our left corner. And we're going to push that down too. I like to use a hard press with my fingertip or a nail to just try and get that crease as nice as possible. And now you should have a right triangle. And when you're looking at it like this, you should kind of have something that looks like bunny ears. From here, we're going to turn it so that those flaps and openings are on the bottom facing us. Next, we're going to take our corner and we're going to go into that opening. And we're going to put our finger down here on the other side of that opening. We're going to push this up like it's a tent. And then we're going to do corner to corner again. So this corner is going to come down to where your finger was. And again, try to line it up to the best of your ability. And then we're going to push down. So you should have a square now. And then we're going to flip and do the same exact thing on the other side. This side might be a bit more difficult to do because we've already done this other side. Plus we have a crease already in the paper from a previous fold that we did. The crease is not going the way that we want it to, so there might be a bit of resistance when you're trying to do this part. So again, we'll pop it open like it's a tent. And you'll put your finger here, and again, corner to corner. And push down your sides. Oops. And you should have a square on both sides, and on the inside, you should have these two little flappy triangles. From here, we're going to pop this open like it's a mouth. We're going to fold these sides into this center line where these little legs split. The paper does not want to fold this way on its own, so it might be a little more difficult, but the more you practice, the easier this step gets. So you just want to fold it into your midline. And then from here, you can take this part. It's puffed up at the moment, but we want it flat. So you can put your fingers here And push in and down. And then we're going to push this top bar down. And again, doesn't have to be perfect, but the more symmetrical, the better. So if you can fix it, great. You can see I still have a little bit of the purple showing through the red. Not a big deal. And now we're going to flip and do it on the other side as well. We want all sides to always be matching. So again, we're popping this open like a little tent, folding in these sides to the midline of the page. Doing it for both sides. And again, pushing that down and in on the back. I'm trying to get these as perfect as possible. These points here are going to be our wings to the crane. Now we're going to turn it to the side, and we're going to repeat the same motion that we just did. This one will be a bit easier though. So again, we're taking the edges and folding them into that midline. You should have a little triangle here from your previous folds. And again, into the midline, and flip it over, and again to the midline. And now you've kind of got something that slightly resembles a kite. Now we have these two little legs up here. Here's our wings. These are going to end up being the head and the tail. If you were to just fold this up without holding your side folds that we just did, they're not going to want to stay where they are, and it's going to have a wide fold. So to prevent this from happening, when I'm folding up, I like to place my thumb right on the corner to hold it down, along with my pointer finger as well. And then if you insert your finger into the crease, you can just flip it up, and then you're going to push it in. And then you can take this side and just push it down, mush it down, whatever you want to do. It can be as big or as small as you like. That can be the head or the tail. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Pinch and push. And again, do a little smush. Now we're going to grab the tips of our wings. This step is important because we're going to pull our wings to puff out the body. If you pull too hard, you might cause a tear in one of the wings, but you need to pull a decent amount to get it to stretch out like that. You can see here, I've pulled this one just a tad too hard, so there's the smallest tear. It's not going to make that much of a difference. So if you followed along this process with me, your creation should have turned out something like this. It really can be done with anything that you can make into a square. I've even used gum wrappers at some point. They'd just be on a smaller scale and the folds might be a bit harder to do. You can use this for, again, decoration. Some people like to do a needle and a string and pop it through the bottom and through the body and make several of these and use that as a decoration. Or you can keep it smushed together like this, put it in a card, or do it with a gift, something to do for the holidays. Or also, if you just need a minute of silence to de-stress, this is just something to give yourself something to do. I hope this process was easy to follow and that you've learned a new skill.